Hello and welcome to our podcast, Body Talk Fit. I am your host and owner of Body Talk Fit, Noelle.
And I'm your co-host, Diane.
I do want to tell you what Body Talk Fit is.
Body Talk Fit is designed to help the woman enhance her sensual inner and outer self through dance. Body Talk Fit helps boost self-confidence by building appreciation and awareness of your body and how to move it.
This is a fun fitness dance class that will have your booty shaking, your hips swaying, your neck rolling, your confidence boosted, your body glistening from sweat, and your walk more sexy than when you walked in.
And we're on.
Hello, and welcome to our podcast, Body Talk Fit. We're live in the studio every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I have two guests in studio tonight. So the topic is relationships one-on-one and dating life, married life in 2023. I have Miss CJ, who is recently divorced. It's been 3.5 years since her divorce, and she's out there in the dating field. And we're going to talk to her about, her dating life, being single, being, once married, And then we have Miss Meagin over there. Say hi. Say hi. We have Miss Meagin over there, and she's married. Okay. She is not available. Okay. She is not available. So don't be calling me talking about, hey, we're Meagin in, okay? She is not available. Baby, can you turn the air down? It's like 72. All right, sorry, y'all. So we also have our co-host in the studio, Miss Diane. She's more behind the scenes type chick, but here she is. And Miss Diane is single too, right?
Yes.
She's single and she is dating. Are you dating?
Sort of.
She is sort of.
I'm on the apps, whether I'm dating or not.
Oh, we didn't talk about the apps. Okay, so I'm recently single. I was in a situationship for a long time. I may tap into that tonight. I may not. But I have some questions for these two ladies, and we're going to start with Miss Meagin. So, Miss Meagin, how long have you been married?
I have been married for 12 years in November.
12 years in November. How's that going for you? You like it? You love it?
I like it. I love it. Sometimes.
And sometime in between, right?
In between, yes.
Right.
Yes.
It has its advantages, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say the role of a wife is?
For me, I'm not really a traditional wife, like a June Cleaver type wife. I'm not going to have you 3 meals a day cooked. I can't be at your every beck and call. But what I think a wife should be is for the type of man, however he needs her to be.
Because everybody is different.
Everyone
is
different.
That is a good answer. That is a very good answer.
Yeah.
That is a very good answer. So, you work.
I do.
You have a full-time job?
I do.
He has a full-time job.
He does.
Okay. Y'all have a child.
We do.
And your child is?
24.
Girl, right?
Yes.
Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all still do like family trips, family dinners, family?
Yes.
That's very important to you.
It's very important because we have to have that connection separately as man and wife, and then we have to have it including our daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Because every situation between he and I is not for her.
Right.
But we do have to collaborate together for her, and then he has to have his relationship with her, and I have to have my relationship separately with her.
Okay.
Because he's not going to understand everything that a woman goes through. So he can't answer some of the questions that she has for me.
Right.
And I can give her a male perspective point of view.
Okay. Good.
So yes, we do a lot of things together, and we have to because I need to know how their minds are thinking, and they need to know how I'm thinking.
Right. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah. So do you and your husband have a lot in common?
We do and we don't.
Okay.
We have a lot.
So what are the commonalities?
The commonalities are we are very family oriented, and we love each other genuinely. I love him not just because he's my husband, but I love him because of who he is. And I love the father in him. I love the person that he is to his mother and to his grandmother. I love how he cares about other people. So those are some of the things that attracted me to him that we have in common, because we both came from single parent homes with our mothers being the forefront, so we understand each other in that way.
Right.
And those are our commonalities that kind of joined us together, and that's what's been keeping us together for so long.
Now, as far as like things that y'all like to do, so let's say you like to dance, or let's say you love music, or let's say you like bowling, or whatever that is. Do y'all do the commonalities like that?
Yes, like we were friends as far as like doing things together. We went bowling, we would go skating, we still hike. You know,
Do you?
yes, girl, we would go hiking, and you know, it's like whatever we did as friends, we still do in our marriage.
Ah, that's very important. That's very important.
Yeah.
Some people lose that. Like, so sometimes once you commit, it's like everything goes out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you hear us real quick? Okay. Can y'all hear us? Because I know you got a soft voice. You got a real soft voice. So, and I'm loud. So I just want to make sure that y'all can hear us. So how do you keep your marriage spicy though? I mean, 12 years, right?
Yes.
Almost 12 years?
Yes, but we've been together longer, but as far as, you know, like.
So how long were y'all together before you got married?
We were together almost 10 years before we got married.
Right, because y'all have a child together.
Yes.
So, okay, and your child is 24. So y'all was together 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And then got married. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were, what was the question?
How do you keep it spicy? How do you keep it spicy? How do you keep it spicy? Girl, how do you keep it spicy, Hunty?
Well,
looks like it's gonna fall off.
Oh, no.
I don't care how much you say you love someone. If you don't do things differently and switch it up and add and take away, you're gonna get bored. So to keep it spicy means not getting bored.
Right.
And you have to, like, you know, go out on spontaneous dates.
Yeah.
You have to try different things sexually.
Mm.
You have to add things. You have to add things sexually. You have to treat him like you're meeting him sometimes for the first time. Because
you role play?
Yes.
Come on, let's get into this. Do you role play? Meagin, hold on. We don't want to talk about too much or expose too much. But do you role play?
We role play in a way that, not the nurse outfits, but we role play in a way that, you know, sometimes my husband's sense of humor is just like, he'll say something and then he'll be like, yeah, but you know, that ain't me. You know, he'll try to be sweet. And then he'll say, but if I say it to you like this, then you know it's coming from me. But if I say like, hey, baby, how you doing? He knows that, no, that's not going to work for me. So he'll be like, you know, what's up? Or say something like, and he is not.
Now, so you know her husband, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And because
we're actually
cousins,
we're
right?
blood cousins.
Y'all are blood cousins, but that's her best friend.
Yeah.
I had two best friends.
So let me go back. So let me tell y'all how I met these two women. So they contacted me about a month ago. They found me online, right? And they booked a pole session, a Thelma and Louise session. So I offered a Thelma and Louise session, you and your bestie, right? They came in. Okay. It was on a Saturday during the day. It was like at 2:00. I think it was like at 2:00. I had their session like at 2:00 on Saturday about a month ago, right? And then, you know, we get into the session, probably about 30 minutes into it. I was like, y'all want a shot? Did I say y'all want a shot?
I think we took a shot first.
We had
to encourage first.
Yeah.
But it was like 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes into our session, we had a come to Jesus meeting, like between all three of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it got very emotional for us. And we like connected.
Especially me.
Yes. We connected like, hey, we have been knowing each other for a while.
We did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was the beautiful thing about it. 3 Black women coming together. You know what I'm saying? And just right. So genuine. And just we started talking. I think the last 20 minutes of your session, I owe y'all another session. I think the last 20 minutes of their session, we just talked.
It was therapy.
Baby, she cried. And I was about to cry because I was like going through some things too. So I'm like, oh Lord, stop. But
it was a good session.
It was a really good session. And I contacted them last week and I was like, hey, I want y'all to be on my podcast. And they were like, I would love to.
Mhm.
So it was such a genuine and lovely session. And I thank y'all for being here. I really
Well,
do.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I really do.
I just say,
Huh.
Elizabeth and Ben are saying hi, ladies.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hey, was that Elizabeth Beltran?
Mhm.
Yeah. So she's a member. Elizabeth Beltran is, well, I'm saying her whole name.
Well, it's on there.
I'm sorry. Hey, Lizzie. Elizabeth. Hey, girl. Let me log on to Facebook so I can see as well. But it was so genuine. It was so lovely. It was so emotional. And women, we get emotional. You know what I'm saying? I think, but men are emotional too.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how you said, and it can get boring
Mhm.
sexually. I mean, it can get boring because my last relationship, I'm not gonna say that. It was boring. I got to the point I was bored sexually. I was bored. I didn't want to go home because I would be so bored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's because we didn't have anything in common. You know what I'm saying? Or it was because we didn't have anything in common. So it was like totally boring for me. So I know my next relationship I get in, we're gonna have more in common. And you're gonna have to spice, I'm very sensual, I'm very sexual.
Right.
Baby, I'm very sensual and sexual,
I
okay?
got no hair, but I'll put on a wig.
That part, you know what I'm
Yank it
saying?
out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So,
Bend me over and pull my hair.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. I just don't want no bedroom sex. Come on now. Let's do something different. Do something different.
And you have to be open. You can't say no if it's something that you're not familiar with or
Right.
something that you don't, think that you would like. So
Right.
you have to have an open mind. If he brings something to you or you bring something to him, I don't
Oh,
think
wow.
either one of you should say no.
Okay. So
anything
so
else.
crazy that you say that. So
Mhm.
let me tap into this. I'm bisexual.
Okay.
Okay. I mentioned that.
Mhm.
I mentioned that to y'all when I said, and yes, the world may not know, but I'm very bisexual. Okay.
They know that.
And I love some women. Okay. But when I said that to y'all, and I didn't want to, make it offensive or whatever, so I asked them were they bisexual, so we could talk about sexuality and sensuality or whatever. But I brought that to him. He was like, "Well, if that's what you feel like you need to leave." But I'm telling you, that's what I
Yeah, I'm
need.
telling you that's
You know what I'm
I
saying? I'm
need.
telling you that's what I need. I've been bisexual since we got together.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
why is it a problem now?
well, he thought it was like a phase I was going through. I don't know. He thought it was a phase I was going through, or I don't know. I'm
But
like, how did you not? Okay.
Even if it is a phase, he should be open to what you're experiencing in your life at that moment.
Or just not
Girl,
shut
my
it
first
down.
experience with a girl was at age 5.
Okay.
But even if he's not,
Age
even if he's
5,
not
and
into
then-
that,
Yeah.
but to disregard it and to
Mhm.
dismiss it is where
Yeah.
the problem is. He may not want to do it with you, but for him to dismiss you because that's part of who you are. Like he
That's
didn't
right.
love you or he wasn't with you just
Right.
for him. Like you had a whole life before him.
Right.
Mhm.
So the dismissive part is what I have an issue with. You need to go. Well, you knew this when you met me.
Yeah. Now, my friend, and the reason why I brought this all about, right, in our conversation is because a friend of mine 2 years ago asked me, a real good friend of mine, since I've been childhood friends with, she was like, what are you going to do about living in your truth?
Right.
Mhm.
And that hit hard. I was like, I'm not living in my truth
Yeah.
because I do love women and I do love men. I just want to.
Yeah. And there are people that are okay with that.
Yeah, so I was like, well, maybe I just need to find that one.
They gotta find their one.
Yeah, and I don't think that either one of you are wrong for feeling the way that you do.
Right.
He is very much entitled to feel like he doesn't want to share you with a woman or a man or anyone else, but he has to respect how you feel,
That part.
and you have to respect how he feels.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you want other women and he doesn't, then maybe you're going to have to make some hard decisions to say either we're going to come to a place where we agree to disagree,
Right.
or we're just
Or
going to
you are
leave
gonna
each
have
other
to
alone.
Right. Yeah.
But neither one of you are wrong for feeling the way that
Right.
you do.
And
Okay, enough about me.
we have some comments. So first,
Oh.
we have Dwav Brazi. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Says, I'm coming in the show. This is not a discussion, Noelle. And then Elizabeth said, it can also be the sex is good and both are open to new things, but growing up very differently could also be an issue in a marriage.
Yes.
And then we have someone that said or was asking about your last statement, Noelle. He thought you were going to bring another girl home for him, but you brought her home for you only.
Okay, I know who this is. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so I know that I'm coming in the show. This is not okay. I know who this is. Okay. Hold on. What did he say? What was it?
The last one?
What did Dave say? That's Dave.
Oh, Dave.
His name is Dave.
He says, I'm coming in the show. This is not a discussion, Noelle.
Right. Okay, but what was the last thing Dave said?
Well, this is someone else, or
Okay.
It's GZDR4EV says, or forever says, he thought you were going to bring another girl home for him, but you brought her home for you only.
No, I was bringing her home for us. No, I wanted to bring her home for us, but more so me. You can still, we can still do our thing, But anyway. Like I said, enough about me. Enough about me. We're gonna go back to the questions I had. Woo! We're gonna go back to the questions I had. Yeah, I know, damn. Yeah. Why did I do that? Lord have mercy.
That's okay.
Sometimes I'd be like, "Want to shut up?" I was like,
Put the Leo back in.
So we are both Leos. Hold on.
Put the Leo back in.
Girl, so hold on, y'all. So we had our come to Jesus meeting. Then I was like, "When's your birthday?" She said, "I'm a Leo." I said, "Girl, I'm a Leo too." So that's how we connected,
All day.
But they are best friends, and her spirit is so good. This one, her spirit is so divine. Her spirit is so genuine.
Thank you.
So it is. It really is. That's why they love together. She has to balance. I need somebody to balance me because I ain't got no friend to balance me.
Back in.
I ain't got no friend to balance me. That's why I ain't by myself.
I think we do a good job with each other. Huh?
So what would you say is the most challenging being married?
Compromise.
Ooh.
And I say that not in a negative way. I say that in a way of sometimes you want what you want, when you want it, how you want it, where you want it,
Yes,
without anybody debating you about it. I mean, like, sometimes you have to do what's for the betterment of the family, even though you don't agree with it. So you're not compromising, meaning that you're losing anything. It's just that it may not be what you want to do.
yeah.
But when you're married, it's not you that you are only thinking about. You have to think about your entire family and how it's going to affect them every decision that you make, whether you believe it or not. So compromise is the hardest thing, and being submissive.
Oh, okay. Let's tap into that. What do you mean? What do you mean being submissive as the wife?
As the wife and as the mother sometimes.
Okay. So submissive. What is your definition of submissive?
Letting the man lead, and it's not that you're taking a back seat because you're always going to be beside him in a really good marriage, but being submissive to the fact that I'm an independent woman. I see my mother do everything growing up. Like, I see her do it all. So it's kind of hard for me to just let a man lead.
But if you
trust
trust this man to lead, why would you have a problem letting him lead or being submissive?
Because sometimes what I think makes more sense. And you know, sometimes men, they think that what they say,
compromise.
What they say goes. But the submissive part is, okay, baby, I'm gonna let you do this.
It may not be wrong, just different.
I see.
Tell again.
The logic.
It may not be
it's
what?
just different.
It may be different, but it's still not what I want to do.
That's the compromise.
So I still have to compromise and be submissive and say, okay, I'm gonna take a back seat and let you drive and not say anything, and just, which is hard because I always want to say what I want to say and do what I want to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it.
And what's your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a fire sign.
We fire.
So yeah, and it has, kind of like, caused a lot of problems, but as I got older and matured more and to understand what my husband is doing is for my family, it made more sense to just kind of let him lead, even though it may have been not my choice.
Right.
Like it was his path. I may not have picked that path, but it was his path, and I'm gonna let him lead. I'm gonna sit back.
Now, if something ever like went sideways by his decision, did you ever like, I knew that was wrong?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I told you, yes, sometimes I do, but I don't want to make him feel like he made that big of a mistake,
Right.
and make him feel bad about it. I'll just say now I'm more of a resolved person. You know, like, okay, it happened. What can we do about it
Right.
to make it better?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say the most rewarding part about being married?
I married my best friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and people say that all the time.
I thought I did too.
But it's like we were friends. Like this was my homie. Like this was my road dog. So like I would tell her, it's like everything else that came with that, like having a baby, getting married, living together, all that was a plus.
Yeah.
I was just happy to be with my friend every day, doing everything that we wanted to together. And yeah, that was the best part about it.
Yeah.
Like I got to live this life under what we think God would honor and call it marriage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have one child together, 24, and I already asked you this question. Okay.
Yep.
So last question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If it came down to it, is divorce an option for you, or would you want to stay and work it out?
Yes and no. Yes, divorce is always an option, and no, sometimes I don't want to stay and work it out.
You got on my nerves.
So
I got all my
I'm just like, what do you say?
So what is the point of? So what would take you to that point of wanting to get a divorce?
You're not going to be out here having other babies and making whole other human being families and all that. I'm not dealing with another child's mother, and no, I'm not taking that responsibility. You're not going to be out here disrespecting me to where it affects my mental health. I'm not going to take mental abuse, so no. And I'll help you a little bit if you have a drug problem, but I always say this, to death do us part, but you ain't going to kill me.
Okay. That's a good one.
So I will leave you. And then sometimes people just don't want you. What if somebody come home and say, like, I don't want to do this no more? Well, I'm going to beg you to stay. I ain't begging nobody to stay. So if you want to go, you are free to go.
Go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Amen. I'm just.
I mean,
Okay. That's Diane. That's Diane over there in the corner. Hold on. In the corner. Let me
little parrot over there.
Hey, little parrot over there in the corner. I know what you're saying.
I already did this.
Right.
That was from the
That's Diane, y'all.
But hold on. So Desi said she agreed that submissive is a big one as far as compromise.
Yeah.
And then Elizabeth says so much knowledge.
So Desi, is that our Desi baby?
Yeah.
That's our Desi baby. Oh, I want to talk about Desi baby. I want to talk about Desi.
We
baby.
bring her
She
onto
was
the
in our
podcast.
first show. I want to be like Desi baby, and everybody at the show was like, "Ooh, I want to be like Desi baby."
Yeah.
Desi baby.
Hold on.
Baby, Desi got a husband and a boyfriend. They sleep. They all together.
Okay.
See,
How-
that
I'm
needs
not
to be
hearing no
another
Desi
podcast. Like
Hold on, Desi. I
I
want you.
you.
I want you, your
Yeah.
husband, and your boyfriend to
Yeah.
come here for our podcast in
We do.
2 weeks.
Mhm.
Desi, baby, we need to get you on the podcast.
And then I have a question from someone. It says, for the ladies or for the lady who's married on the panel, how do you decide who pays what bills for the month? Do you have your own bank account, then one for the household?
No.
Oh, we just
I do have my own bank account because I feel like I work for that money. So that account is for me and my money. Now we can decide on how we're going to split the bills or however he wants to do it. But my money is my money and his money is his money. As long as we are responsible with our household, I don't mind having separate accounts because if you have a joint account and somebody is irresponsible with money, that's going to cause a rift.
Facts.
So I just feel like I work for that money and separate accounts are okay with me. I have no problem with it.
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah.
That's how I feel as well. But I feel like a man should take care of the household. I've always had a man to take care of the household.
Mhm.
I will never be in another relationship. I will never be in a relationship where a man didn't take care of the household.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I've always had that.
And that does not mean that.
So I said I was single. I mean, if you coming at me, just know, okay? Just know you better come correct because I'm not flipping up after 40 years. I am not flipping up, okay? So y'all been saying, hey, okay, anyway. Okay. So
I don't want people to think that marriage is a cage.
It's not.
Marriage
It's
is
not.
not a cage.
That's right.
Marriage is two people coming together. They're saying they're going to honor them in a way that they feel like they're going to be exclusive. And it's a contract. Don't get it twisted. Marriage is a contract.
It is a whole contract.
It is a
It is a whole
contract
contract.
that's easy to get into and
Easy to get out of, but hard to get out of. I
Hell.
would say hell to get out of.
Yeah.
To get out of.
So
Yeah.
when you are in that contract, you got to think of them
Yeah.
as sometimes as a business partner because they are.
Yeah, and I've never wanted a business partner. So y'all know I'm not legally married. I've never wanted to get legally married. Well, I thought I did at the beginning, but I didn't like into it. But I mean, the state of Texas is different.
It is.
You know?
6 months and get your mail.
Mhm.
They say 6 months.
6 months and you
Damn,
get your
child.
mail.
Not
Then
6
you married.
months. Oh
6
shit,
6 months.
girls.
6 months, you can go file papers.
Yeah, you
You
can.
sure can.
Yeah. So okay. So we're gonna go to CJ. So CJ was once married. You said I could say this, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I don't want to disclose anything that they say I can't say. So CJ was once married to a pastor. So she was a pastor's wife.
I was the first lady. I was.
She was the first. She wore the big hat with
No,
the
don't
flowers.
get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. No, ma'am.
She was over there with her suit on.
Was I that first lady?
No,
ma'am.
no,
No,
she
ma'am.
was not.
No, ma'am.
No, she was
I'm a
not.
Leo every day of my
No.
life. No, ma'am. I had weaves, braids, tracks, jewelry, bling.
being a pastor's wife.
Me either. I don't even feel like that was me.
It
I feel
wasn't.
like
We talked about
I
that.
honestly
remember?
feel like that. Yeah, that was somebody else. Like I look back on it, I really don't remember being married. I don't. And there's nothing. I don't. I told her this,
Yeah.
and she still thinks I'm crazy when I say that because
Yeah.
it wasn't. I was trying to fit in a life that wasn't intended
How long
for
was you
me.
married though?
I was married for 11 years and with him for 13.
Jeez.
Too long.
Oh, so that means you weren't yourself.
No.
You weren't living in your truth. Even
No.
though hey, you're not bisexual. But you weren't living in your truth. You wasn't living
No.
you.
I was doing what I
You was-
thought I was
you was
supposed to do. How we were raised
Mm-hmm.
and to be, not because he was a pastor, because I never looked at him like this. Some women have that attraction.
Mm.
That is not what attracted me to him. He was just a man that I fell in love with and thought that's where I was for. He just so happened to be a pastor.
Now, was he a pastor at the time that y'all started dating?
He was been a pastor for years before I started dating him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
But I don't remember being married. I mean, there are times I remember, but I didn't.
11 years with somebody. That is a long time to be
And
with
there's
somebody.
nothing I
you know.
miss. Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. He's not my child's father. Nothing I miss.
Wow.
So when I was done, I was completely done. No ties.
Okay. So, Miss CJ is now in the dating scene.
Eels.
She only dates men.
Yeah.
She made that clear. She was like, I date men. I'm like,
I don't get it, but it's okay. Whatever your truth is, you go with it.
So,
You won't get treated any different from me.
so CJ dates men. Okay, she's dating right now.
I
We'll
am.
tap into that a little bit later.
Mhm.
However, I want to start with the question of describe your dating life in 5 words since your divorce. Ooh. And that was 3.5 years ago, right? So it's
3.5
recent.
years ago,
So it's
so-
recent. I would say that's recent.
I would say freedom,
Mm.
peace,
Mm.
quiet. There's a difference in quiet and peace. Quiet could be you be in the same room and just not talking to each other. Peace is me. I don't care what you got going on, but I'm still me.
Yeah.
I still got my freedom. I'm happy. So now it's just solitude, just grateful.
Yeah.
I told you earlier I had a problem. I joked about my answer,
Right.
but honestly, I'm grateful. I have so much strength in myself that I didn't know I had.
Don't you start.
I
Don't
know.
you start.
That's
Don't
that
you
Leo.
start.
Go back in, girl. Go back in.
Don't you start.
No,
But you're going to make me.
But
Don't you
seriously,
start.
it's gratefulness.
Yeah.
It is definitely gratefulness because he brings you to something that you didn't see it coming. But when you come out of it, it was like, okay, now this is where you're supposed to be. And that's where I am now.
Oh, no, give me a 5. But give me a 5. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Definite peace. If you don't bring me peace, you got to go.
Absolutely.
You will not
Okay.
destroy my peace.
Do you think it's still some good men out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. So
I think it's a
hate
little
when
slim,
women, I
but
hate
if
when
they're
women
out
say,
there.
"Ain't no good men out there." No, are you a good woman, or what are you looking for in a
But
good
it may
man?
not be, he may not be good for you.
Right.
But that don't mean he's not a good man.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
He may get you crazy and be like, no, CJ, I can't do you.
Mhm.
But he may be perfect for you, but that doesn't make him any
Right.
less of a good man.
So I'm
There's
not gonna
definitely
dog my
good
ex out. He was a good man, just not a good man for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He wasn't a good man for me.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
And a lot of people can handle me.
Right.
You know.
We're a lot.
We're a lot.
We're a lot.
We're a lot.
I'll admit that.
Yeah, we're a lot. But you still think there's some good men out there.
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So women, stop saying ain't no good man out there.
Oh yeah.
It just,
that's good.
it just, yeah.
You just choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Choose a little different. Sometimes
Yeah.
the one that
If
you
you're dating the same type of man,
that part, as you took the words
if you're
right out of
dating
my
the
mouth.
same type of man, and then you say ain't no good men out there, evidently it's you, boo. So just change a few things.
Tweak it.
Tweak it.
Tweak
Tweak
it.
it. Because I do think that I've always had a good man. Always.
Mhm.
I've always had a good man. And and I I see people, but so and women always say ain't no good men out there. There's some good men out there.
Yeah.
I really wholeheartedly feel like there's some good men out
And
there.
don't feel like
But they don't want to put up with no BS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want to put up with with your baggage that you're carrying around.
Mhm.
They don't want to put up, hey, you want to be in a relationship in 2 months when you know what I'm saying. So I mean, just take it slow. I think we as women, as we are emotional, but we also want to, if we like a person, we want to make a commitment right then and there.
Dive
Like
right in.
dive right in. We want to
Mhm.
dive right in. And hey, just take your time with it.
Yeah.
And
Let-
listen to what he's actually saying to you. If he's saying you just kicking it, we seeing where things go, we
Mhm.
going with the flow.
Girl,
He
he's just
telling
trying to hit
He's
you.
telling you he not ready. Just know what you're willing to do,
Right,
what you're willing to tolerate.
right.
Don't just go with his flow. Don't let him dangle no carrot in front of you, boo, and you never get to bite it. Just saying.
Ah!
I had to learn. I had to learn it. I had to learn it.
Okay, so since you saying that, we're going to have to move on to the question, to the fifth question. Since you just said that, do you think women should date multiple men until she has found someone to settle down with?
I say multiple in the sense of maybe 2, possibly 3. If you're dating seriously, now if you're just out there getting your wild on and getting your needs met and stuff
Just
like
because you're
that.
dating, that
that's-
doesn't mean you have to sleep with them. though.
Exactly. But if you're
Women,
dating,
just because you're dating, that does not mean you have to sleep with
all
them.
of
Okay.
Right.
A date is just
Okay.
that.
Just a date.
A date is just that. But what I'm saying is, if you're dating seriously, I would say 2, maybe 3 at the most, because there is no way that you're going to be fair to the men that you're dating, especially if they feeling you. You can't be fair to him, and you're focusing on the other 2 guys you just got through talking to.
Mm.
If it's serious and you're dating with a goal, and you're on a mission to meet that one, you got to be realistic about it.
Right.
If you're looking for a life partner, you got to treat him as such. Now, if you narrow it down to a couple of them, you got to weigh it out, but you got to be fair about it.
Let him know you got
you
options,
wouldn't
too.
want, yeah. Let him know you still got options.
Let him know you got options.
That's also no more than maybe 3. But if you're just out there wilding, do you, boo?
Yeah.
By all means, I'm 46 years old. Do you?
Yeah.
But
we're at the age of.
but if you're dating seriously, you got to be fair. You can't watch all 20 football games and lead every play.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it.
That's right.
And you got to pay attention to the red flags. But if you concentrate on 2 or 3 other guys, you're going to miss something very important in one guy that you should have been paying attention to. You got to pay attention.
She preaching like she a pastor's wife.
I'm teaching from experience.
Did you ever do conferences and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Girl, you are preaching like, hold on, for real, you are. You are.
I did.
Baby, hold on, we need to have some conferences. No, seriously.
Yeah,
You
I
need to
did.
teach single women how to,
It's a way to do things. I mean, everybody say date as many as you can, girl. Don't sell yourself short. But realistically, you got to keep it real. What you want a man you're really interested in, and he got 4 other women, he let it be known, you don't know you that special one. But you giving all your attention to him, and he got 4 others. There are men out there that feel the same way.
That's right.
If they feeling you like I am dating a specific guy now, there's no way I can concentrate on him and get where I want to be with him and he with I if I got somebody else in my ear. Because I'm going to miss something, and good or bad, I'll miss it.
Yeah.
So what do you hold on? So what do you feel about men having female friends that are they very close to?
I don't care for it. I don't. I'm not going to say that men can't have female friends and it be, what is it, platonic? Is that the word?
That's the word.
It's a very rare occasion.
It's a very rare.
It's very rare, and sometimes it can start out platonic. But let her go through something.
Let him go through something.
Then guess what? And it's not always sexual. The emotional.
That part.
The emotional is worse than the sexual.
It's worse than the sexual.
Because when you get somebody's heart,
that part,
they're gone.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
To me, the emotional is worse than the physical. Any given day.
Any given day.
So I really don't.
Any given day.
And if you do have a friend like that, I'm gonna know who she is, where she at, what her.
So what do you think about him hiding
with
her?
If he's hiding her, then she's not just a friend.
That part. What do you think about that? Being a married woman.
Being a married woman, I feel like if my husband has female friends, they're my friends too.
That part.
And if I don't know the female friends
There's a problem.
that he has, it's a reason because of that. And you know what they say? A listening ear is just to ride. So
that part.
Free your mind and your will follow.
Yeah.
If you get the mind, everything else will follow.
Right here.
I got your mind, your heart, your soul, your attention.
Right.
And I feel like how many friends do the female friends that a married man needs other than his wife? Like, I'm your ultimate friend.
And I'm your best friend. I should be
And
your
I'm
best
your
friend.
best friend.
I should be your best friend.
Why
you should
you
be
talking to
Like,
her instead of
There's
me?
no way
That
you
part.
should go confide into her before you get to the house.
Like I said, we getting into some stuff. Yes, indeed.
Part
there's
two,
no
baby.
way.
I'm touching on some emotional.
Part 2 coming for you.
We have a question.
Okay.
Someone asked, could you date someone who makes less money than you but is handy around the house?
Who asked that?
I
That's
have.
what
that-
he asked.
Oh, I'm assuming.
I think it's just a general.
It's a general
Yeah.
question. Oh, y'all answer that.
I have dated someone that made less money than me, but I never took his manhood from him. I never made him feel less than. He did his part with the bills. It's not like he didn't work at all and he didn't contribute. To me, it's a partnership. Now I can't go to work and you pull off in my car after you drop me off at work and you pull off in my car. We're not doing Jody from Baby.
Jody, baby.
We're not doing Jody.
Jody.
But if I know you going to work just like I'm going to, you just so happen to be you haven't got where you need to be or where you're trying to be. I may just have been fortunate enough But I'm never gonna, if I love that man and he loves me and he's giving me what I need and we doing it together, that's different. But if you only working part-time and then you come to, babe, I need some cigarettes and a case of beer. No, that's not, no. No, she not doing that.
Well,
but I would prefer.
Ask the question again. I'm gonna answer that. Hold on.
The question was, could you date someone who makes less money than you but is handy around the house?
Probably not.
Mm.
Probably not. Well, we need to get a handyman business. If you that handy, we need to come together and create a handyman business where my mind and your mind is working together. And you can be a handyman and get paid for the shit, okay?
Mhm.
That was
Makes
my
sense.
answer.
You know what? Plumbers and stuff make a lot of
They
money.
make a lot of money.
Yes. AC.
You just say
Yeah, HVAC people. Yeah.
No, I didn't say you gonna sit at home and wait on no.
Yeah.
No, Jody.
No, Jody.
No, Jody.
And I have a problem with that because a lot of times, especially in our community, they want us to settle for less. And I don't like it because it's like everybody else gets to go for the money, go for the financially stable guy. But we're supposed to say, okay, well, he doesn't make as much as I do, but he fixed the toilet, or he mowed the grass, or he keeps the laundry together or something. He's handy around the house, but we don't need maids. We need somebody that's gonna protect us, provide for us, and cover us. And covering is sometimes financially. We need that stability. No woman wants to feel like every time she has a bill, oh Lord, can I ask him for this? Can I ask him to pay this bill? Or can, or am I able to say, I don't have to tell you what needs to be done when you live here, or when you know that I have a mortgage, or that, I'm just living. Every man knows the kind of woman that he has. So he's going to, whether he can fully support her, he's going to make sure his presence is known financially, because that's how men communicate. Most men, they lead with their ego and their wallets.
And they penis.
And if they ain't got the penis, they leading with the wallet.
I don't like you.
Leave me with all of that.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, but I mean,
no woman wants a broke man.
No woman
I don't care
wants a
what you
broke
say,
man.
but when
No
I say I
woman-
dated a
Yeah.
man that
Yeah.
made less, what he did do, he did work 2 full-time jobs.
So he at least
I'm not
tried.
I'm not saying settle for less, but what he wasn't doing for one, he did go get a second job.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna put him out there like that, and this is not somebody I'm with now.
Mhm.
But I just so happen to be on her job longer. I have a good career. I've been on my job for over 10 years. So I just so happen to be the one who made more at that time.
Yeah.
But he always carried his weight. And it wasn't if the toilet was stopped up. That's not what I mean. But seriously, he did what he was supposed to. He made sure I was good. So it wasn't so much. It just, I happen to be the one to be more long-term with my career.
But that's what I'm saying. He's a man that's
He
worth.
went, got a second
He's
job.
still going to make his presence known to make you feel like I got you.
And he did that.
Yeah, he's gonna make you
He went
feel
and got a
like he
second
has
job.
you.
He did
Like,
it.
don't worry about it. Like, if something is due, I know a man living with you or living anywhere in your vicinity, like, he knows how you operate. A man knows his woman, so he knows without asking
Get
what
it
you
together.
need. Like, you don't have to tell him, like, babe, light bill. When you come to this house, you flick on the light.
You
lights
go to the refrigerator, it ain't burning.
Yeah, it calls. So you don't have to beg a man to do anything for a woman
Not
that
at all.
he cares about.
Not
You're
at
not
all.
gonna have to beg him to do anything.
Now, do y'all still date, you and your husband?
Of course, we have to date.
Does he plan a date to be you?
Well, most of the time it's like, you know what? Let's go have a drink. Like, that's our thing. That's what we do. Like, you want to go have a drink? It's not per se a date, but it's our quality time.
Do you ever want to get dressed up and
Heck yeah.
and we're like,
Because I'm still a woman. I'm not just
Right.
his wife. I'm just not the mother of his child. I'm a woman.
I always wanted him to ring the doorbell, like he was picking me up from a date and I answer the door, like role play. I'm very into role play,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I always wanted him to like ring the door and me come out my stuff.
Got you some
And
flowers.
my heels, right? My heels,
Yeah.
act like he picking me up from the house,
But
but
you have
still
to
we in the
let
same house.
Let that be known.
We have to let it be
Yeah.
known because they don't know.
Because they don't
Yeah.
have
Oh,
no
they don't
clue.
have
Yes,
a
they-
clue.
Hearts, they don't
They
have
don't
a
have a
And
clue.
it's not even on purpose.
They just don't think.
It's just
That's
not
why
even-
they're
yeah.
men and we're women.
Mhm.
I think
But-
that's why I want a woman.
but
I think
we
that's
assume-
why I want to marry a woman.
But you know, other women think about
I,
those kinds of things.
I don't. I mean, I don't knock people that do because hey, whatever floats your boat, do that. But my thing is this: there is someone, male or female, that is willing to give you exactly what you need,
Yeah.
and it's not gender specific. It's just a vibe.
Mhm.
If you vibe with that person, go ahead and get. Life is too short in this world, and it's rare as love is. Wherever you can find it, I think you should find it. I don't care about the gender.
So since I'm single, I'm not limiting myself to men. I'm just like, no. But I'm very,
That's-
very
but that's
picky.
your truth.
I'm very, very picky on my women. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
That's your
But
truth.
that's living in my
It is.
truth. It's
That's
living in my
right.
truth.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It's living in my truth.
and it's time.
It's living in my
You
truth. Yeah.
absolutely should.
But y'all gonna still love me, right?
Of course.
So I'm living in my truth. So yeah, but I'm very picky on my men, but I'm very, very picky on my women. Anyway, so we have some more questions for you.
Okay.
Ew. Okay, so we like went past the couple, right?
Okay.
To touch on a couple,
Okay.
but we're going back. So, how old? Okay, so do you ever want to get married again?
I do.
You do?
I do. I would never give anybody that control over my life because the first one didn't match or didn't work. I would never let nobody get in my brain rent free. We're not doing that. You will not destroy like my peace.
Yes.
And if I can find that one that can get me like I get them, and we can do it together, why not?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? There is such thing as marriage. Some people don't believe that it doesn't mean what it used to, and it doesn't. But it did. But it don't mean back then what you think it meant either.
Yeah.
But it is what you make it, and I want that one.
Yeah.
I really want that one. I want that one to choose me and choose me with everything that comes with me, not what his idea of me should be.
That's right.
Oh,
and
that's
I truly want that. I want that one to come home to every day and just get excited.
That's powerful.
Yeah, I just want to get excited when I know he's coming home and miss him before he even leaves the house. I want that, and I deserve that.
Yes.
My parents have been married almost 50 years.
Wow.
My grandparents celebrated 50 years before my grandfather passed, and they renewed their vows. So I have longevity in my family.
Wow.
I know what that looks like, and I know it's possible.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm 46. If my 50 years mean I have to live to be 100 to get my 50 years, then so be it.
That's right.
I think for
I
you to
want
just
that.
have positivity and just know that hey, there's somebody out for you, and just not say hey, ain't nobody out there, or ain't no good men, or ain't no good women out there.
Well, I'm just
You know?
gonna date like a mad person just
Yeah.
to have somebody. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, after your divorce, did you take some time for yourself, or did you immediately start dating?
No, I absolutely took some time to myself. I had to find me again because I said that wasn't me. That was in that
Right.
so-called marriage. That was not me. I had to go and find me and be happy with me. Beyonce said it the best. She said, you have to have a life before you can be somebody's wife. So I had to go and find what worked for me, what I was comfortable with, my hair, my dress, my skin tone.
Because you said you cut your hair
Oh,
afterwards, right?
I used
You
to have
had
hair. I used to have hair down on my shoulder.
So when did you cut your hair? And I told her it was very sexy when she walked in. I was like,
Now this I've just done like 3 months ago. I went natural about 3 months ago, but I still had the Tony Braxton cut with the perm. I still had chemicals in my hair. I just went natural about 3 months ago.
I bet that was cute too.
Yeah, thank you. but I have to go and find what worked for me, comfortable in my skin, working out, getting used to the hips, that the hips are okay. It's okay to have these little hips and, whatever. I had to find that for me. And if you didn't like it, I'll let you.
Yeah.
Because I started losing weight when I was married, and it was made to be like I was losing it for somebody else. No, I'm doing this for me. I'll let you get on board. But I had to be okay with me. And so, yes, I absolutely took that time.
How long did it take?
I left him in 2019. I started dating the following year, like that following summer.
COVID.
Yeah.
So hold on. You dated COVID.
I found somebody. Put your mask on and go get tested. We good. We gonna stay right here together until I'm through. You sure did. Go get tested. I'm gonna get tested. Now you can come over and stay. I'm sure you think I did.
That was a time where, hey, we all needed somebody.
Baby,
Right?
we out here, baby. Come on. Yeah, I found that one to get me through COVID. Did.
Come on.
Sure did. I found my COVID.
Do we have
lover.
any more questions?
We do. One asked, any pet peeves you have with your partner, leaving the toilet seat up, chewing ice, leaving the milk container 3/4 empty, etc.
That's some
No.
That's some petty. You pick your battles.
Right.
You pick your battles. That ain't one of the battles. Those are
Pay a bill. We all right. I'll put the toilet down before I pee. Pay the bill.
Yeah.
Pay the mortgage. I'll put down the
That's
stuff. We all right.
stuff. You always want to pick your battles, and that's
Yeah.
everything you listen is not a battle. Okay,
Yeah.
you put it down. Hey, that's where
It
you
didn't
compromise.
ain't nowhere written where we could
That's
put the
where
toilet
you
seat down to.
compromise.
That's right.
Okay,
That's where you compromise.
that's where you compromise. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just don't let that them lights get cut off.
Pay a bill.
Just
Pay a
don't,
bill.
hey,
Yes.
just don't let a late notice come to the house. That's what we're at.
I can deal with the toilet seat. I can deal with the milk. Baby, I'll just order 2 milks at a time.
Yeah.
That part.
Baby.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quirks are gone with maturity. I
Yeah.
mean, like we were very young when we got
Who
together.
asked that question?
It's the GZDR forever.
Let me
I don't
see
know.
that. Let me see that. Let me
Yeah.
see if
Hold
I
on.
know who that is, because I can't pull that
No.
up on my account.
It's like on Twitch.
So where are you that you're looking at that?
In the comments. But there's like no photo or anything.
I don't know. Okay, hold on.
How do you know us? Where did you find us?
Us. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Mm.
For the ladies who are married on the panel, how do you decide who pays? Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So we have a couple of more questions from Miss CJ.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, girl, we go all night long. Okay. So CJ has a very good job. Okay.
I do okay.
She do okay.
Okay.
She's
I do okay.
she has a good job. Okay. And her and I talked about a man that she previously dated that didn't pay attention or to her accomplishments, or she felt like she needed to like put them on the back burner, right?
Yeah.
Because you would get bonuses or awards at work, and he wasn't getting as much or any, maybe.
True.
So how did you handle that? How did you handle that? And being in that relationship, do you think that the man should be a breadwinner and take care of the household, or are you okay with him just doing his fixing the toilet and fixing the cabinet
My
and
preference.
changing your oil when you need to, and your brake
I
pads
go through the drive-through.
and your brake pads? Okay, so
Shoot, I pay for a monthly subscription. I
that
get that
part.
drive through. No, I don't need you to do none of that. It's helpful if you do, but don't ask me, and I won't say it. I'm just saying. She knows. Don't ask.
Okay.
I won't tell.
Let's go.
Honestly, as far as the breadwinner goes, now I'm old school. My parents were both born in the 50s. I watched my dad. My dad was all man, alpha male to his heart, but my mother worked as well. The bulk of everything my dad handled, and what he didn't handle, my mama took up the slack. So they did it as a partnership. My mom was more traditional. She took care of the house and the kids. Daddy handled everything else, all man. So in that respect, I could appreciate that. In this day and time, like I just said earlier, because of my situation where I am, if I happen to be the one to make the more money, then that's just what it is. But if we're doing things together and we're building together, I can swallow that. If I know you're working towards something, but you're still bringing to the, you're still meeting me at the table to eat.
Right.
As she say,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You come to the table, we both gonna walk away full.
That's right.
But I'm not bringing the turkey and the ham and the chicken every time we come. I need you to come with something too other than the sides.
You don't want no mac and cheese and no mashed potatoes?
Sometimes. Excuse my man, but bitch want a steak too. Just saying.
You eat it rare, medium.
Well done.
Well, girl,
Well
me
done.
too.
Well, I don't want nothing talking to me. Well done. Well done. But no,
What meat do you like?
I prefer chicken. I do prefer chicken. But I want a steak every now and then. And
You eat lobster?
And you can. I can't.
No? Are you allergic?
I have an allergy to
Oh,
shellfish.
I was about to say she wants steak and lobster.
I'll take a steak though, put some chicken with it. But but as far as the breadwinner goes, if you do, it's honestly what works in the dynamic of your home.
Right.
Everybody, honestly, all BS aside,
Yeah.
it's what works for you and your partner.
Mhm.
If you're happy with it and he's happy with it and he's happy with it and it works, then that's what you do. That's before you get married. You have those grown people conversations.
Yeah.
That's where communication comes in. Don't get married. Oh, he's so cute, girl, and he did it, and you get up in there and joke, don't want to pay the light bill. That don't know.
No.
Yeah.
How do you see me? What are the male and female roles in your eyes? How do you see that? How does that mean when it comes to finances too? It's all in communication.
Yeah.
When you don't talk and tell each other what you want, that's when you end up settling. Now you're
Yes.
stuck in a situation you're not happy with because you didn't let it know up front.
So what do you think about your partner not speaking to you no more? Or talking to you?
Talking to who?
Who?
You.
Sean, please.
You be all right.
No. You're gonna be an adult and you're gonna communicate. How are you not gonna talk to me and I'm your wife? You can be mad, but I still need you to be good to me in your anger. Because that says a lot about you. Like, I don't mind you getting upset. I don't mind you being angry. But for you to tell me that you're not going to speak to me because you're angry with me,
30 days.
Oh. Move.
no,
Okay, so I got one more question for you.
no.
I got one more question for you. Okay. What do you think your strongest attributes are?
Me? Discuss this. I am extremely honest to a fault. If you bring it to me, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna ask you first. Are you sure you want me to answer this question?
Mhm.
I am honest to a fault. I'm extremely faithful.
Yeah.
I'm very loyal and I'm very open. I'm an open book. So you take it as it is or not. But like I said, I am honest to a fault. And sometimes that has been to my own detriment. So I have learned to pick and choose what you give to people,
Right.
and what you let them see, and what
Right.
you have that give them access to.
Right.
My loyalty and me wanting to be the good girl and not wanting to hurt people's feelings has gotten me hurt.
I think that has been me too.
Because I love very hard.
I do too.
I love hard, and that has hurt me. So I have learned to love, but keep my ears and eyes open at all times. You have to protect this. and
Protect
this.
you, right?
This has become more important to me nowadays than my heart. Is my mindset, my peace of mind, maintaining my peace. That's my hashtag. Maintain my peace. If you're messing with that, you gotta go. But like I said, I'm loyal and I'm very faithful, and I'm an open book. Some people they want to take advantage of that, but you have to learn how to balance it. So those are my attributes, and sometimes it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
But you have to have discernment, right?
Yeah, you have.
Right.
You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. You have to have a discernment. So again, I just want to thank these ladies. That was the last question I had for both of them. So I just want to thank these ladies for coming on my podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having
you.
us.
This is
I've been
like the
excited about
last-
this one last week.
I know. So when I contacted them, I was like, yes,
Win.
So I was like, next Tuesday, 8:30, be there at 8:00. It's like, we there.
Yeah.
So I sent them the question just for them to go over, because I sent all of my guests the questions that I asked them, right?
This was an absolute blast.
So just to wrap it up, we have talked with Miss Meagin, who has been married for 11 and a half years, almost
Yes.
12 years.
Almost.
She was with her husband for 10 years prior, and they have a child together.
Yeah.
And they married 10 years into the relationship, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have Miss CJ, who was previously married to a pastor, who didn't really find herself until she divorced. And finding herself after the divorce, she doesn't even remember being married because it wasn't her. She wasn't living in her truth.
Yeah.
She wasn't living, and whatever truth that may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have not been living in my truth. And so it's a different scenario and it's a different situation for all of us, right? But Miss Diane is available as well.
You can find me on Hinge.
So we gotta pull her back. Get over here. Get
Hold
over
on.
here.
We have
Get
one
over
last
here.
question. It says, if your ex invited you to his wedding, would you go and be
Fuck
happy for
no.
him, or
Hell
would you be
no.
mad?
Fuck him.
I would not be friends with my ex.
Let you finish that question.
Hell no. Hell no.
And why you gonna let him gloat in your face?
Hell no.
No.
If I do, I'm gonna go with mine.
Who asked the
Look
question?
at I
Go back. Hold on. Go back and say who asked that
It's
question.
the same person
Who is
that's been asking questions.
Who is that?
The one
I
about
don't
the
know.
pet peeves.
I know. What's the user ID?
No.
It's GZDR for Ed.
I want to know who you are.
That is your ex.
I want you to text me at 214-783-4117. Again,
Hold on, let me type this in.
783-4117 and say who you are.
That was
214-783-4117
214-4117.
and tell me who you are.
No,
Fuck no, I won't.
What?
Fuck no, I won't.
You an ex for a reason.
Hell no.
You ain't my
Be
friend.
gone.
Why would I see you get married? That's
Right.
stupid.
The only way I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna take my new one with me and see look what I got.
Girl, bye.
I am so petty.
I promise you, mine will be
so
better than
petty.
yours.
Not me.
Yeah, I'm so petty. I want
Okay.
to just be petty. I'm so petty.
Hold on. Now the
That's
screen
And all
has
my penny loafers on.
Yeah.
Put my penny loafers on. Girl.
Now that-
put the highest heels on
I am
and
not
the nicest dress.
I wish I would.
the screen got too excited and froze, y'all.
No.
I bet no.
It's
Just
funny.
you know what?
But
Invite.
no, I wouldn't go.
No, send me an invite plus
No.
one. And I promise you, my plus one is gonna be better than your plus one. I promise you that.
My
I
chick
promise
better
you
than your
No.
Ludacris. My chick bad. My chick good. My chick that do stuff that wish chick could.
So are we still on?
No, I don't care nothing.
I think it hears
No,
voice,
you
but it's not
actually-
showing video.
Okay.
So if you want to just say
All right, y'all. We love you. Thank you for everything.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.